Well, we get our first look at Aladdin and the world of Agrabah, but there is one crucial character missing. Bobby here, and I just got word that the Aladdin live action teaser trailer came out. So before we dive right in, I figure I'd tell you guys my thoughts of the original Aladdin movie, the animated one. And it was cool. It was fun, and I definitely remember watching it as a kid. The songs are super memorable. Like I will say, there are times where I'll just out of nowhere I'll listen to A Whole New World or Friend Like Me, just for fun, or if I'm feeling particularly like in the mood to listen to such songs. Like some really cool songs. I guess you could say I liked the songs way more than the movie, but the movie was actually definitely pretty cool. I don't think it was really my cup of tea. Like it's got basic romance, good versus evil story. It might have been one of the first movies about always, telling the truth because, Aladdin wants to dress up as a prince, but of course he isn't. He's, peasant on the street, but he falls in love with Princess Jasmine one day. But the guy who wants to take the throne is the evil Jafar and his Gilbert Gottfried, he'd parrot Iago. And I will never do a Gilbert Gottfried impression again. So, yeah, while I like the movie okay, for whatever reason, the people around me are in love with this movie. I remember especially when I was in high school, one of my senior homecoming's theme was Arabian Nights based off of Aladdin. And out of nowhere, when I was a counselor at my high school's cross country camp, and it wasn't Disney themed either, but I remember because at that camp, we were all separated into different teams, and all the counselors, former students, and current coaches had to come up with some kind of skit. So out of nowhere, my head coach and his assistant, and dressed up as Aladdin and Jasmine, and they lip synced to A Whole New World. And I just remembered it was a total blast. Everyone had a bunch of fun, even though it didn't really have to do with the theme of the camp. So it's so crazy. Like I know the songs are good, the story's okay. Yeah, the characters are fun. I mean, Robin Williams is the genie. This was probably the movie that introduced me to Robin Williams and his very impressive improvisational humor. But as a movie, it's cool, it's fun. So, and I think it made sense as to bring Aladdin to live action. I mean, after the Broadway version of Aladdin came out, which looked like a lot of fun too. Never got the chance to see it, but I watched interviews. I watched the behind the scenes of the Aladdin Broadway show. I mean, James Iglehart, I think, was born to play the genie. He looked like he had a ton of fun on playing him. So it only made sense for they conquered animation, they conquered the stage, both on Broadway. There also used to be an Aladdin in play they put on at Disney's California Adventure. I remember watching it this one time I went to California Adventure. It's now been replaced by Frozen. So Aladdin has definitely left a legacy, and now it's coming to live action. And I know Will Smith is playing the genie. They were very culturally sensitive, wanting to cast like Middle Eastern actors to play these characters, and it's being directed by Guy Ritchie, who I haven't seen any of Guy Ritchie's movies, but I know he's really famous for like his really crazy action movies, like the Sherlock Holmes movies. He did a version of The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I think my friend Steven thought was meh. And he also did, more recently, a King Arthur movie, which bombed at the box office. So it's really interesting to me because I always associate Aladdin with being more of an adventure comedy than an action film. I mean, and even when there was action, except for the end when Aladdin takes on Jafar when he turns into a snake and then a genie, the action in Aladdin tends to be a bit more on the fun side. I don't know why. I'm just thinking of, the song One Jump Ahead when he's got the loaf of bread and he's with Apu, the monkey, and he's jumping around avoiding the guards. And I guess that's the one fun scene. But I don't really associate it with super intense action. Well, maybe there were some, crazy scenes like when he meets Jasmine for the first time, that climax I told you about. There's also when he goes out into the desert and Jafar's in the skies, and he's like, "Thank you for the lamp, but I'm gonna give you your eternal reward by trying to stab you." And of course, Apu's there to stop them. So it's really more of a fun movie than more sort of a dark movie. At least with something like Beauty and the Beast or when they made Maleficent, it made sense to go dark because they had this sort of dark undertone to these movies. Where in Aladdin, not so much. I think it was made to be more of a fun adventure comedy. So, very interested to see. I mean, Will Smith kills it when it comes to comedy. He's also really good at drama. I saw him in Pursuit of Happiness when he played Chris Gardner, and it was a very inspiring movie. But of course, Will Smith, I've seen, I mean, he did Shark Tale, but I've seen a couple clips of him from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he's probably the one sitcom actor, maybe aside from Eden Shear, that can get me to crack up in laughter. Or I remember seeing the first half of the first episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I think he absolutely killed it. I think there's good reason why it's a super, like, people love this show even to this day. I have one of my pre-calc teacher slash cross-country captain, used to let us watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV. So Will Smith is definitely funny. So I'm very interested to see what they can do, because the last time, Disney made a sort of dark movie that had comedic moments was the Beauty and the Beast 2017 remake, which it's not as bad as how Doug Walker and Paleo Steno says, but I will say tonally it was kind of inconsistent because, well, it was definitely, dark in nature with its opening and how, there's this cursed, the beast is cursed and so is enchanted object. But when it got really cartoony, like when they sang the Bell song or when the enchanted objects were fighting the villagers, I just thought it just kind of went a little too over the top. So I'm wondering, how is Guy Ritchie going to pull this off? How is this movie going to be in tone? So we'll have to see. I'm expecting the trailer to start off kind of dark, but be, sort of fun as we go through it. So, which I don't really get that impression from Guy Ritchie's trailers in the past. So, without further ado, let's check it out. Arabian Nights. Well, it's got the music. Santiago. Color grading. Ooh, we don't like you, Iago.
Only one may enter here.
What the? Why is the tiger just like,
As far within.
Man, it looks more like a
The diamond in the rough.
Oh, that's it? Really? Yeah, I think even Will Smith was hyping up this trailer. But, as a teaser trailer, it works. At least it's telling us that they are faithful to the look and style of, and even the music of the original Aladdin. The music that was playing was like an instrumental version of Arabian Nights. Hopefully Alan Menken is back. Let me see, is he credited? And I hope, I see Howard Ashman's name. Let's see. This is like, I remember seeing a post somewhere where Will Smith is like, get ready to see me in blue, which I thought we were gonna see Will Smith's Genie. Man, let's see, lyrics by Howard Ashman, Tim Rice, and lyrics by Benji, Justin Paul, songs. Okay, so much like the Beauty and the Beast remake, they got Alan Menken back. I'm sure, Tim Rice was, around to help, Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. Pasek and Paul, who are the songwriters from La La Land, and I definitely liked a couple of songs from La La Land. haven't seen the movie though, but so score by Alan Menken. I kind of wonder how they feel to be back in this because Beauty and the Beast, Emma Watson, she can't sing. She's not Paige O'Hara by any means. She played the part of Belle all right, but when it came to her singing, I mean, I honestly wonder. I mean, since we're not overly familiar with the actors in this live action Aladdin, I hope they can sing. I mean, now that they found new actors, it means because with Beauty and the Beast, the live action remake, I think when they told Alan Menken, "Hey, we want Emma Watson," and he was like, "Okay, I hope she can sing," and when he was like, "Damn it, she can't," he was kind of stuck with Emma Watson because it's like, okay, they want a big star. I mean, she can act okay, so I'll just work with what I got. So hopefully when they were searching for these new actors, because I think Disney had some trouble, like I heard a while back that they were like struggling to find good actors for this movie. Hopefully they can sing pretty good. I'm not sure if I really support the idea of if getting like another person to sing the lines if they can't do it. I mean, I know it's been done before. I remember when I was watching the ABC special for Sound of Music, they said they brought in another singer to bring out Christopher Plummer's higher notes. So I'm kind of mixed on that. It's kind of unnatural to me because it's like, because like, you could tell when they're, well, you dub in the songs anyway, so I guess you have me at that. So hopefully these guys can sing. I'm interested to see, what new songs Pasek and Paul have cooked up. I mean, I know there's definitely new songs in the Broadway play that they can take from, like, I remember there was this one, Proud of Your Boy, that was actually supposed to be in the animated Aladdin, but they got rid of the mother characters, so I'm thinking, are they gonna put that song in? I mean, it's a nice song too, so hopefully it would be a nice addition. And I know a lot of people are gonna look at this trailer, well, not just my trailer reaction, but just the fact that, what the fuck, Disney, you're doing another live action adaptation, which I've said before, I haven't seen the ones that are supposedly worse, like the Alice in Wonderland live action remake or Maleficent. I mean, those are the ones that are you just got beaten to death and how bad they are, and it's just like, okay, fine, they're not good. But the ones I've seen, like Cinderella I thought that was decent. Beauty and the Beast live action, even though it was kind of tonally inconsistent and I didn't really get into the new versions of songs, I thought as a movie it worked okay. It's not Best Picture territory like the original Beauty and the Beast film. Is it okay to say original, since technically the original was the stories these movies are based on, but whatever. But as a movie, I thought it worked alright. It was kind of fast-paced and a bit tonally inconsistent, but I think it works, which hopefully that's going to work out better in this live-action Aladdin remake, that it's not going to be as tonally inconsistent. I mean, when you're trying to mix a believable Agrabah with really cartoony Disney characters, it can be hard for it to work. But I think it can be balanced. These characters can act, all like, silly and goofy as they do any Disney characters. It's just that when they get super cartoony, like in the Beauty and the Beast live action movie, that's when it's like, that's kind of totally inconsistent. But, it's Disney, so I guess it works. I mean, as long as it's not offensive, it works. So, definitely interested in seeing. I know a lot of people are going to scoff at this and say, what are you doing, Disney? Don't give us another piece of garbage remake. But I'm very interested in seeing, because I think Aladdin can lend its way to live action, especially, when you combine really cartoony characters like Iago and the Genie, and you have, a live-action Aladdin, Jasmine, and Jafar, I think, there's potential in there. And, of course, because I know with the original Aladdin movie, the art design, they weren't going for, like, a super realistic Arabian setting. They wanted it to be more what animator Eric Goldberg called Hollywood Arabia, which they can definitely have fun in terms of like designing the set, in that it doesn't look super faithful to what you would see in an Arabian Middle Eastern setting, but it's it's fun to be, and you really want to go there. It's a lot of fun and amazing. So I definitely think it could lend its way into live action. There's potential there. Unlike Lilo and Stitch, because it's mostly set in a realistic Hawaii setting, there's, of course, Stitch is, an alien, and, there are characters that come from another galaxy in that movie that could lend its way to live action. But the core of the movie isn't really something that could be, that really warrants live action, in my opinion, because it just feels like Disney is doing their own version of E.T. And was there a problem with the original Lilo and Stitch? Like, does it warrant a live action remake? I'm not so sure. But with something like Aladdin, and since, I guess you could add in that Aladdin is, about 10 years older than Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch came out around 2002, whereas Aladdin came out in 1992 or 1993. Which, for a remake, that's still not, too long ago. 1992, 1993 is like 20 years. It's not that long, or maybe 25 years. Actually, 25 years kind of sounds like the time to do a remake. So, is this a necessary remake? Not really, but is there potential? I think so. In terms of set design, the characters all have fun. And see, Will Smith as a genie. I know I said in the beginning I thought that James Iglehart was born to play genie, but I think like Will Smith, with how over the top and how funny he can be, and I have a feeling he can sing. I haven't heard too many of the songs. There was this one song that everyone was talking about, but I can't remember the name of. But I think there's a lot of potential here. Like, it could be one of the better Disney live action remakes. If anything, I think if they get the tone right, if it's not as inconsistent as Beauty and the Beast, then it could be one of the better films. I'm even thinking this could be even better than the Beauty and the Beast live action remake, and I thought that one was serviceable. Not revolutionary, but serviceable. And I just hope it's good. I hope that, like if Aladdin is really good, it'll be the kind of movie I'll be glad to see. There's a lot of potential, great songs, great characters. The original anime movie had a really creative art design. I'd be really interested in seeing that. So please let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in seeing this live action Aladdin? And please, even if you're dismissing it, I still hope you guys give this movie a chance, because you could speculate as I'm doing here, but ultimately we only know if a movie is good if it comes out, and if it's good or not. The movie itself will tell you that, not what a trailer, especially a teaser trailer here, which is just here to say, oh, it's got desert setting, Aladdin finds the lamp. I still kind of wish the genie even just popped up and said, oh, I have been summoned, like, just so we could see what Will Smith looks like as the genie. Which I'm sure some people will say, just plaster Will Smith's face on the animated genie. That's what you get. But I'm very interested in seeing that. So please post your thoughts down below. If you have any ideas for trailer reactions, be sure to let me know in the comments, or you can also email me. Until next time, this has been Blood Moon Bobby, and I'll see you all later. Hey guys, be sure to like this Blood Moon Bobby video if you enjoyed it. Please share this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. Be sure to ring the notification bell to be notified about my latest upload. Follow me on my social media pages at Blood Moon Bobby to find out about what I'll be covering next and for more of my opinions. Thanks for watching.